The morning Samuel Obasi lost everything felt strangely silent. No storm, no warning, just a quiet, merciless stillness. His boss called him into the office and told him the company was downsizing. His position had been eliminated. The same job he had given 10 years of his life to vanished in a 4-minute conversation. By noon, his landlord was calling about overdue rent. By evening, his girlfriend told him she needed space to figure herself out. And when night finally came, Samuel sat on the floor of his tiny apartment staring at the walls, realizing he had never felt so painfully replaceable. It was the moment many would crumble. But this was the moment Samuel's real story began. For most of his life, Samuel believed that if you just worked hard enough, stayed loyal enough, behaved well enough, things would eventually fall into place. But life doesn't reward effort, it rewards alignment. And Samuel didn't know that yet. He grew up in a modest neighborhood where dreams were described as luxuries. His father worked 2 jobs. His mother sold food in front of their house to keep everyone fed. Stability was the family ambition, not greatness. So Samuel followed the script. Go to school, get a job, don't cause trouble, work hard, be grateful. And he did. Honest, kind, responsible, gentle. The kind of man everyone respects, but few truly see. Life wasn't spectacular, but it was manageable, predictable, safe, until the day it all fell apart. Losing his job tore away more than income, it tore away his identity. And losing his partner reopened old wounds of abandonment he never acknowledged. Suddenly, he was a 32-year-old man with no money, no direction, no one cheering for him, and a mountain of shame he couldn't express. Maybe you've felt it before too, the feeling that your life is slipping out of your hands. The fear that maybe, just maybe, you missed your moment. That everyone is moving forward while you are stuck in the ruin of your decisions. Samuel wasn't weak. He was simply human. Story/journey, character-based narrative. Chapter 1, The Collapse. For the next week, Samuel moved like a ghost. His days blurred into long walks, job applications, and the crushing silence of unanswered emails. Nights were spent awake, scrolling through memories of what his life used to be. One evening, he opened his phone gallery and saw a picture of himself at 20, smiling confidently, full of plans he never honored. "Where did you go?" he whispered, not to anyone, to himself. That night, for the first time in years, Samuel cried. Not out of weakness, but because he finally stopped pretending he was okay. And in that raw, painful honesty, a quiet thought surfaced. If everything is gone, I'm finally free to rebuild. But rebuild what and how? Chapter 2, The Stranger Who Spoke Truth. A few days later, Samuel went for a long walk to clear his mind. He found himself at an old basketball court where a group of teenagers were playing. Off to the side sat an elderly man with a gray beard, watching them. Samuel didn't know why, but he sat down next to him. After a long silence, the old man said, "You look like someone who's carrying what he hasn't spoken." Samuel startled. "Is it that obvious?" The man smiled. "Pain always is, but your pain looks like beginning pain. Beginning. Some pain starts endings. Other pain forces beginnings. Yours is the second type." Samuel swallowed hard. "I lost everything." "No," the man said calmly. "You lost what was too small for who you're becoming." The words hit Samuel like a strike of lightning. "Who am I becoming?" he asked. The old man chuckled softly. "That's for you to discover. But I'll tell you this, a man who's comfortable will never meet the man he could have been." Before Samuel could reply, the old man stood, tapped him on the shoulder, and walked away. Samuel never saw him again, but those words stayed. Chapter 3, Breaking the Old Shell. Inspired but unsure, Samuel made a decision. He would build the life he truly wanted, not the one he inherited. He began small, waking at 5 a.m., running every morning, reading an hour a day, writing goals for the first time in his life. Books became his teachers, the subtle art of discipline, the power of identity, habits that build futures. the psychology of success. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't fast. But within weeks, his mind felt sharper. Within months, his confidence began to rise. And his goals evolved from surviving to becoming. Learn a profitable skill. Build a business. Create financial independence. Train his body. Reinvent his identity. Chapter 4. The birth of a new path. Samuel chose digital design and copywriting as skills to master, skills he could learn online for free and eventually monetize. He practiced relentlessly. He redesigned local flyers, wrote sample ads, studied marketing psychology, posted his work online with the courage of someone who had nothing left to lose. Rejection still came. Silence still came. Self-doubt still came. But he didn't break. Every day, he remembered the old man's words. You lost what was too small for who you're becoming. 6 months later, Samuel landed his first paying client. Then another. Then a bigger one. His portfolio grew. His income doubled. His confidence returned. His life wasn't perfect, but it was finally his. Chapter 5. The return to himself. One night, while organizing his new apartment, Samuel found the old photo again. 20-year-old him, smiling boldly. But this time, he didn't feel sadness. He felt gratitude. He whispered, "I didn't lose you. I finally found you." And in that moment, Samuel realized the truth. He didn't rebuild his life. He rebuilt himself. Everything else followed. Life-changing lessons. Samuel's journey teaches 5 deep truths. 1. Losing everything is sometimes the only way to meet your true self. When your old identity collapses, a stronger one can finally be born. 2. Your life breaks the moment you outgrow it. What feels like destruction is often expansion in disguise. 3. Small daily habits rebuild fallen empires. Transformation isn't a leap, it's a rhythm. 4. Skills are the modern path to freedom. If you can do something valuable, you will never be powerless again. 5. Pain isn't the enemy, stagnation is. The pain that forces you to move will eventually bless you. Samuel didn't rise because life suddenly favored him. He rose because he made a decision. Who I've been is optional. Who I become is a choice. Your struggles don't disqualify you. Your failures aren't a full stop, they're a comma. You can begin again. You can reinvent. You can rise from the ashes of your old life and become someone your past self would barely recognize. The question is simple. Are you ready to stop surviving and start becoming? Strong final line. You are not finished. You are simply unfinished. And that is your greatest power. If Samuel's journey inspired you, then don't stop here. Watch the next video where we break down the 7 identity shifts that turn ordinary people into unstoppable forces. Your transformation continues there.